Welcome everyone to the Bounce Off podcast. I am joined today by Mr. Keenan Love. He is a personal trainer with Black Tower Fitness. He is a mixed martial artist for Team Love. He's a social activist and he is now a stopper for the Ozone in SlamBall. How are you doing today, Mr. Love?
I am doing beautiful. I'm blessed.
I need to ask straight away because you did the Ozone symbol. Who came up with that on the team?
Man, I think it might have been Cooj or maybe our captain Brian.
Okay, and it's so natural now. I see you guys do it in photos and everything. I'm like, it's good. Has anyone hit a dunk in training and then immediately thrown up the O?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time. I do it after blocks.
Oh, yeah. Great. I like that.
Yeah.
Already the team energy coming together.
Oh man, our team energy is crazy. Like we really have a family. Our coach, he's the leader of the pack, and it's just been a pleasure just working with him, working with the guys. It's been beautiful.
How has it felt living together? I know you guys are all in the same house. I'm now curious, is anyone in the same room as you right now while we're doing this interview?
No, actually the guys are still sleeping. I think maybe our cat, he's up. Maybe I don't know what he's doing right now, but yeah, just me. How's
it been living with everyone? Is that helping the camaraderie, or are you all now fighting over whose food's in the fridge?
Nah, man, we got the way SlamBall did us, man. They set us up nice in a really, really comfortable situation. So it's no stress at all. It's really like, it almost feels like college is fun. Just fun.
Awesome. So the energy's good, the camaraderie's great. How is the actual preseason training go? What's camp been like for you?
Camp has been crazy. So I was one of the last guys who got the call to come to the tryouts. So I was included. I was in Group C. So it's been nonstop work, like just really nonstop work, nonstop learning the tramps. We didn't really get a lot of tramp time, but I just say 30 days into the tramp, it's pretty much even in the scales.
Okay.
It's nice.
You're getting to the same level as the guys who have been there longer?
Oh, yeah.
All right, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You said you were one of the last guys in. Some people got connected through agents or maybe coaches they'd had in the past. What was your into the SlamBall League? How did you get involved with this?
Bruh, you wouldn't even believe it if I told you. Instagram.
Yeah?
Just literally scrolling down Instagram, and then I shot Rob Wilson a message. And I think maybe like a week or so later, he got back with me and was like, yeah, 24 hours to get to Vegas for a tryout. I dropped everything.
What was it? What do you think it was about you personally that Rob saw as this is a guy we want in the league?
I think it might have been our conversation. Like we talked, he called me, we spoke on the phone for about an hour, and he kind of picked my brain on a few things and to see where my head was at. And he gave me the opportunity, and I just came and tried to make the best of it. What
was something from that conversation that's like stuck with you since then? Is there a particular point that you were like, yeah, I know me and him are in the same space on this?
It was my first time being able to be a professional athlete on this type of level. And just he made it feel comfortable coming in. Like Rob really made it feel like it wasn't as stressful as it was. Like he really gave me a sense of like understanding about exactly what I was coming into, how everything worked, where I would be, what they would pay for it. And they made it really, really sweet for us because they paid for everything.
That's great. And I mean, $1 million or $11 million in investment before the season even starts probably helps with things like that.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So what you said, this is like the most professional level of sports you've done. What's your personal experience with, whether it be football, basketball, or we talked about MMA earlier? What's your like highest level that you would talk about?
Football, I played all the way up to semi-pro. I'm 32 years old, so I played football from like maybe like 4 or 5 years old all the way until 26 or 27. And then I started personal training and started mixed martial arts fighting around like 2021.
Okay.
So it's just been semi-pro, amateur fighting, and then, school things like track, high school football. I was a standout high school football player. Decathlon, I was nice in the decathlon. Yeah. I wasn't the fast guy, but yeah, I was an athlete. So,
I mean, I know that the biggest thing they say is guys who've got a varied skill set, and that's, you've basically listed every sport other than one that uses a trampoline. So
I've never been on a trampoline. This was 100% new to me.
Yeah. Has that been the biggest learning curve for you coming into the sport?
Control. Being an explosive sport athlete, it's with football, basketball, mixed martial arts, everything is explosion, fast twitch muscles, everything is quick, fast, But this is like you have to be patient. You gotta flow. You have to more so let go and let the trampoline do the work. And then because it can be really hard if you try to jump if you try to jump like you're jumping on the ground, and then it'll kill your bounce and you'll stay in the trampoline. You won't go nowhere. So I had to relearn, reprogram my brain on how to jump.
Do you feel like there's an opportunity that you might overthink while you're playing because there's so much to consider defensively and also going into the tramps?
Yeah, especially a stopper. Stopper is one of the hardest positions. Like you really have to gauge and time different people coming in, and it's usually 2 to 3 people rotating through the tramps at one time. So you got to be looking here, up, high, low, here, high, low. The ball might come out. You got to reach for down, see another person still flying in the air. It's like, wow, that's a lot.
Do you feel comfortable with it yet?
Excuse me?
Do you feel comfortable at stopper yet? Or are you still like, there's so much going on?
No, I'm comfortable.
All right. That's the right answer a week away from the season starting.
I can't wait, man. This is going to be a show. SlamBall has so much to bring.
You can tell that you personally are super excited about this. You might be more dedicated to this sport than anyone else in the league. You changed your Instagram handle to SlamBall Tarzan, right?
Yeah.
When did you make that switch? Was that before you'd officially been drafted? Like, were you that comfortable? Or
right after I had been, during the camp, they gave me a nickname. First it was Caveman, and then they switched it from Caveman to Tarzan. And once they switched it, it just kind of stuck. So now everybody called me Tarzan.
That's nice.
It's kind of a neat nickname, SlamBall Tarzan.
It is. I've been working on some social media content about some of the best nicknames in SlamBall's history, and Tarzan might be up there. So we got to make sure commentary knows that, though. You can't be going out there and they not shouting Tarzan whenever you hit a dunk.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure they know.
Good.
I'm gonna make sure.
When did you know that the revival was happening? You said you were just scrolling through Instagram, you hit Rob Wilson with a message. Had you heard it was coming back before then, or was that your first like this thing? Yeah.
No, I had heard it. I've seen the post, and I just I really just didn't have the courage to reach out. The previous times I was looking at it, and I was like, man, you know what? Just go out of faith.
Had you watched it like back in the day when it was on TV before?
Oh yeah, I was a big fan. Like that was like, it was more so when I was like preteen. So I was really in tune with SlamBall. I just never thought it would come back, and now that they brought back the opportunity, I was like, this is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like, I know you said you didn't have the confidence to ask, but did you feel like this was something you had to do, like a once in a lifetime thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew like if I didn't do it and passed on the opportunity, I was pretty much sure that they wouldn't come back.
Right. Okay. And now it's a two seasons. They've got 2 seasons on ESPN. Are you hoping to be part of both?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. This is a beautiful organization, and I really see the organization taking off and going upwards.
Yeah. A question for that, actually, because everyone's been so welcoming to me as someone that's trying to make content about it. Have you guys been advised to sort of take any opportunity you can to push the league out there to more people? Or is just everyone is as kind as yourself and is giving me their time?
I think everybody is just geeked. Everybody's just excited. Like, we haven't had any like media training or nothing yet. Like, it's just been, I think everybody really just want this to grow, wanted to work, wanted to live on another 10 to 20 years.
Same
even
here.
Go overseas.
Same here. I need a game over here in Glasgow at some point.
Okay, where are you from?
Glasgow, Scotland. So I'm looking for put on a game here for us.
Oh yeah, we would love to. We would love to.
You guys have had the opportunity to have some special guests in, and you seem to have, just with everything else that you're super geeked on about the league, you seem to be really geeked out that you've had people like Bone Collector, Gilbert Arenas, Brandon Jennings in the building. Who was the most insane that you were like, I can't believe this guy's here?
Easy. Agent Zero.
Agent Zero.
Agent Zero. That was I watched him give Kobe the business live. Like, he's one of my all-time favorite players. I was complete in fan mode when I seen him.
Out of those three guys, who do you think took to or understood the sport the best?
Bone Collector.
Yeah.
Easy. Bone Collector. He gets it, and we can use we can utilize what he teaches.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think he improved your handling ability with the ball?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Were you
Yeah,
comfortable with it before then?
You ask any of my friends, I'm not the best ball handler, but after he left, it give you a little bit of comfort, knowing you got some training from the GOAT.
You can go back home and give the guys the business, and they'll be like, "How have you learned this?" You're like, training with the best. That's all.
Just training with the best, it's nothing.
Awesome. So that's a little bit of preseason. I want to talk to you about the thing that SlamBall's put the most emphasis on with your player bio. But the first thing I need to ask is, how do you pronounce Kankakee? Am I getting that right?
You are not completely wrong. It's Kankakee.
Kankakee, right? Okay.
Yeah, Kankakee.
Kankakee, Illinois, is where you're from. And in 2020, you did a 46-mile peaceful protest walk in honor and support of George Floyd from Chicago to Kankakee. And that is the thing that SlamBall has put as your player bio, okay? We'll talk about the specifics of that event and that moment in your life. But I think the first question I want to ask is, how do you feel about that being the thing they've put focus on? Every other player's got like athletic achievements, and for you, it's activism. Is that something that you're really proud that they did? Or do you wish that they'd gone, this guy scored this many touchdowns?
Nah. I'm completely satisfied with the way they did it because, that's just me. It's just, that was something that I did for my community and the things that we were faced with at the time. And it meant the world to me, and it meant the world to a lot of the people that I'm from, like from where I am from. And I wouldn't take that back at all. I love my city.
What was the community response like? Because it seems like you had a lot of people trying to support you on social media, but you had equally as many people following you on the journey physically. How did it feel to get that much support from everyone?
It was beautiful. It still make me almost want to tear up now. Like, it's stuff like that don't happen where I'm from. And yeah, it's really it was big. It was big for the unity to come together in our city because we have a lot of division amongst each other and amongst even between the police and the civilians. And it brought a lot of clarity. It brought clarity to places and spaces that like help ease the community for a while. Like, it's still the regular things that go on, the inevitable, but I felt like it did. It pushed my city in a more positive way. And I feel like we've been kind of thriving and feeding off that energy ever since.
And you can say that you had a big part, you were the big part of that, which is amazing.
Yeah. It was a collection of people and a collection of things that made that work as beautifully as it did. It was really, my effort with the walk was just the initial kickoff, the start off. But it was so many people that were by my side and helped me through this process. It's like I couldn't take the complete credit for it.
Yeah. Did anyone do the full 46 miles with you, or were you alone in that part? No.
Nah, I was alone. I was alone for pretty much the majority of the walk.
Right, okay.
So the first day of the walk I did alone, and then I had one of my cousins come and join me on the second day. And then he walked with me for about 10 miles, and then a lot of people came and picked up maybe like my last 11 miles, like 10 to 11 miles. Yeah.
Okay. There's a part on your Instagram where you're sat on the hood of a car and everyone else is walking behind you. Was that the point where you were like, I need a little bit of a break, guys?
Yeah, I was a literal like 2 minutes away from Kankakee, and my body was shutting down. I hadn't really taken in enough water, protein, everything in my body. I had flushed it out, and I was about to pass out.
How long was the whole walk? Because I know that with what you put online, it was supposed to take like 18 hours, or did it end up being longer than that?
Yeah, it ended up being longer because I stopped and slept throughout the night, and then I woke back up the next morning. So it was 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
And on your own for most of that as well?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was a beautiful time to just get to know yourself.
Yeah. I have to ask, as a shoe guy, the only time I saw your feet in the whole thing, you were wearing Jordan 11s. Were you doing the whole walk in 11s?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you
Until I
regret
walked the
that?
soul off of him.
Really?
Yes, I do. But I walked the soul off of him, and then it was a girl I went to school with. Her name is Corsica, and her and a couple other people they put their money together and grabbed me a pair of shoes and then brought them to me.
That's nice. That's nice. Do you
Yeah,
have the 11s that the sole came off? Did you keep those as like a memory piece or?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
You send me a photo. I need proof. I need proof that they're like framed somewhere.
I got you. It's literally just sitting in my windowsill. I don't even have it framed. It's just sitting in my windowsill.
We'll get that sorted for you at some point.
Yeah.
After that massive moment, you were putting on a lot of your social media posts on your personal training and stuff like that. Mr. 46 Miles as a nickname. Do you still want that to be tied to you as a nickname, or are you happy with
Oh
Tarzan
yeah.
now? Yeah.
That's who I am. Mr.
Yeah.
46 Miles, first and foremost. Like the activist side of me, that's a big part of me. I've been an athlete my whole life, but like, actually expressing who you are is different than, playing on the field or in a stadium or anything like that.
Is it something that with more media opportunities like this and more exposure from SlamBall, you'd like to be able to do more public speaking, more social activism?
Absolutely.
Is that a focus
Yeah.
when you took this opportunity? Were you thinking that's something I can do? Or was it at this moment in time? And I think no one would begrudge you if that's the case, but was it sort of, this is a once in a lifetime sporting opportunity and the social side can come later?
Nah, this was just a once in a lifetime opportunity for me to prove to myself that I was worthy of a certain type of level of athletic achievement. I had to just prove it to myself.
And on that, a lot of the guys that you're involved with in the league, they come from whether it be pro leagues for football or basketball or really big name schools. Were you nervous? I mean, you already said you didn't have the confidence initially to ask to be part of this. Were you nervous going in that you wouldn't stack up to these guys, or was that motivation?
Yeah. It was both. It was the nerves made it motivation. So I don't really, pressure is pressure. Pressure is always going to be there. It's just about how you respond to the pressure. So when you bring greatness in front of me, I'll respond with greatness.
That's a good quote. I like that. I like that.
So it just rise to the occasion.
Is there anyone that you saw on like day one of training and you were like, man, I've got to compete with that, and they're still here? Or do you not want to give them that power over you?
It was some guys from the top 24 that were like, I'm gonna have to see them.
Right.
But I've seen a couple of them.
You hit the shot back, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen a couple of them, and we all right. We cool.
All right. Ozone.
We be okay.
I gotta ask about the mixed martial arts. First of all, how did you get into that?
My stepfather. I had been in karate since I was about 4 or 5 years old. So it started off competing there, and then I kind of laid off of it through high school for other sports, basketball, football, type thing, track. And once I became like 21, I just started training with I started training with my cousin Fish. He trained out of California now. But me and him started training together, and it really just took off. I took my first fight not even knowing that I was like fighting. I just took somebody's fight that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Second round submission.
For you?
Yeah, I'm undefeated.
Ooh, okay. That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
And that's bragging rights to not even know you're competing.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are skills from that have translated well to SlamBall? My instinct is the physicality doesn't bother you. Is there anything else that's come from that?
The conditioning, the fearlessness, and really just, being physical. Just the combat, the contact, the pressure, it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. I want to ask you a little bit about family. First of all, what's the secret to a 13-year relationship?
Patience and more patience and some more patience.
Okay.
It's been a journey, but it's been a beautiful building. It's been beautiful building this right here. Like building my relationship with my wife and my kids. It's been a journey.
How did she feel when you said, hey, I'm going to move to Vegas for a couple months?
She actually was on the call with Rob with me.
Okay.
So she heard everything, and I was looking at her, she was looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and we just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my road dog. It's my partner in crime.
What about the kids? How do they feel about you being involved?
They are geeked, but they are not stoked about me not being home that
Right.
much.
Do you get to talk to them every day, at least?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's important. That's like I need to make that's part of the day. You've got training schedule and you've got family schedule.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard, really, because it's hard now because our scheduling it isn't as clear cut as it could be sometimes. But you got to make it work when you can.
Okay. Do they understand? Do the kids do they understand what kind of an opportunity this is for you, or is it just dad's going to be on TV?
I think they understand. Me and my kids they pretty intelligent.
Okay.
Like they understand. They know. They know.
Do they? Are you sending them clips like, look what I did today, and they're going, wow, that's really cool. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
They're the
Yes,
first person
my
you're
son.
bragging to.
Yeah, that was like my son he's a super athlete. Like he's like, Dad, I want to play SlamBall. It looks so fun. It looks so fun. I'm like, man, bro, you have no idea. But just hearing you say this makes me want to go harder.
I mean, you're on a team with a father-son duo and Trevor Anderson and Brian Bell Anderson. Are you now looking at that's my opportunity in 15 years?
Yeah, on top of just seeing how coach is just the ultimate dad. Like
Yeah.
he's really the ultimate father figure. Like he's really a incredible person.
Are there things you're learning from him even outside of SlamBall that you're like, if this is my only year, if this is my only season, that's something I'm taking away and using for the rest
Oh
of my
yeah.
life?
I soak up everything Coach TA said. Like it's really more so with he says a lot, but it's his actions. When you see an actual man carry himself to a certain level, to a certain standard, it's motivating.
I want to ask because just from the outside, I think it's interesting that his first round pick was his own son. How does that feel being on the team, or is that just from training? You're like, no, that's a justified first round pick right there.
That's a justified first pick. Brian Bell Anderson is probably the coldest thing in the league.
Okay.
Period, hands down. Like really should have been first round, first pick. I'll
Really?
say that he should have been the first pick.
What team are you guys training alongside? Because I know all the teams are sort of paired off with somebody else.
Yeah, Lava.
Lava, okay, and they've got first round, first pick on that team, and you're still going with Brian?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I've got to watch that matchup with this season then.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Brian
yeah.
versus Bryce is going to be the big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Cool. The Ozone team, are you guys watching film together at home, or are you just watching Eagle highlights?
No, we watch film. We watch so much film with coach, without coach, with the rest of the team because we split up in two houses. So it's only 4 of us in our house, and then our other 3 teammates they got their own house.
Okay, and you're still watching all together. Are there
Yeah.
any players from previous seasons that you personally have like? I want to be that guy. That's who I want to compare myself to.
Ooh, as stopper, I want to make myself like a combination of Big Bird and Cassidy.
Okay.
And as a gunner, I want to be like Coach. I want to get high. I want to fly like the eagle. That's my thing.
So you're training at both stopper and gunner. Was that like a personal decision, or has coach sort of been like, we think we can use you in both?
They feel like they could use me in both.
Okay. And are you more comfortable in stopper than you are in gunner right now? And it's like,
Yeah.
I'll work towards, yeah.
I'm incorporating gunner into my game, but stopper's home, and then gunner is like I want to turn into a hybrid.
Okay. What are your personal biggest strengths and biggest weaknesses going into this first season back on ESPN?
Biggest strengths: stopper, getting in the air, being there when they are there, and then weaknesses: just a little bit more tramp control. Got to get some more tramp control. Got to start flying a little bit more. Maybe getting my tricks together. But I'm not really a trick dunker.
No. That's fine. You're a stopper. You're hitting people who are doing tricks. That's your job.
Yeah. And when I jump, I just get there.
Yeah. Right.
I go where they don't go.
Like the Eagles. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your hopes or expectations for the O this year? What are you hoping to get out of this team?
I feel like if we stick to our guns, we can do what we want with the league, honestly. But we just have to stay disciplined. We got to stay dedicated, and we have to stay bought into our system. If we do that, greatness is to come. If we don't, anything can crumble.
And are you confident going into, obviously, as we're recording this, it's the last week of training before you move to the week of training in the UNLV stadium. Do you feel confident for this coming weekend, for the first weekend of SlamBall action?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that they slept on Ozone, and they shouldn't have.
No. Do you think you're going to be in a starting role, or do you think you're going to be like big energy off the bench? Or is that just something you've not worried about yet?
I really don't worry about it, but it's up to the league. It's up to my coach. I follow him. I trust him. Like, whatever system. And it's SlamBall, everybody play.
Yeah. Okay.
It's only 7 people. The rotation is nice.
And my very last question, what would you personally like to get out of this experience with SlamBall? What's the thing that you want more than anything this season to come away with?
To build a team that they never want to break up.
I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Keenan Love, another guest here on Bounce Off Podcast. It has been a pleasure speaking to you, sir. Best of luck with the rest of the season. What would you like to say to the fans watching at home?
Man, tune in. Ozone, Ozone, Ozone. The big O, not the little one. We are here to stay. We love y'all, man.
It's going out of this world. I've just realized that's what the background's for. I'm dumb.
Yes, the O, baby. We up there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Keenan. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as well. Thank you. Blessings. Blessings.